Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Today we will be talking about imagination. So for those of you who are new to our channel, we talk a lot about things that affect your daily life, about manifestation, about law of attraction, about thoughts and emotions and how you create your reality, often without knowing how you do this. So we want us to be more conscious about what we create and how we create it, and how we can shift our daily attitudes to achieve more of what we actually want to accomplish. So today I want to talk to you about imagination. Imagination, some of you might have heard the quote by Albert Einstein that states that imagination is more important than knowledge. So in the book Wish is Fulfilled, Dr. Wayne Dyer covers the whole chapter about imagination. And he says that imagination is actually the foundation. It's the biggest foundation of all the dreams and desires and how you accomplish your life. So focusing on imagination should be the first step, first of all, when you want to accomplish your dreams. So he comes up with 4 rules for your imagination on how to use imagination that I want to talk to you about today. So rule number 1 for using imagination, very important first rule, is to never ever put in your imagination any thought that you do not wish to actually become true. So remember, whenever you put thoughts in your head, and let's say sometimes you go like the rabbit hole, right? One bad thought shows up and you have 100 different thoughts that follows it and totally sidetracks you and takes you to thinking about the worst case scenario. So he said, you always have to catch this thought, the negative thought that shows up in your head. Try to catch it and replace it with something positive. So that's rule number 1. Rule number 2 for using your imagination, very important, is never allow the past to affect your future. So when you think about your life and when you catch yourself thinking like, oh yes, but I've always been this way. Oh yeah, I will always mess this up. You are now contaminating your imagination with the negative outcomes from your past. So you have to stop yourself, retract your steps, and think, okay, I perhaps used to be like this, but now I am focused, now I'm healthy, now I'm smart, I know where I'm going now, and I have changed. So always make sure that your past does not contaminate your imagination. Rule number 3 is just as important. And this one says, he says you should imagine that you are putting a do not disturb sign on your imagination. So imagine there's a door to your imagination and you put a big do not disturb sign on it. What he means by it is that very often we are influenced by people in our life, who sometimes wish well for us, but maybe they are overly protective. They can be parents, they can be friends, there can be teachers, all the people who affect your imagination in a negative way. So you have to stand guard and imagine there's a do not disturb sign on the door of your imagination, and you are in charge of who is allowed in and what is allowed in past this door. So make sure you take charge of that and stay guard on the door to your imagination. Rule number 4. This one is just as important. Just as the past can affect our imagination, so can the current life, right? So the thoughts we have about our current situation often get in the way of what we think we can accomplish in the future. However, you can never limit yourself by what is in the present moment, because remember, you are creating your future. So if you allow yourself to get stuck in the present moment and think, okay, yes, but now my life is like that, how am I going to get from here to there? Remember that everything around you, everything that was ever created, was created by somebody's imagination. If those people were to allow themselves to be limited by what they saw on the outside of them, or rather in their circumstances, those things would never manifest. Imagine before we had the telephones, before we had computers, somebody's imagination made those things happen. And so you have to allow yourself as well to create your best life. And how do you do this? You do it by applying those four rules for imagination. Very important. Let's go over them again quickly. First one, never ever put any negative thought in your imagination. Or if it shows up, just make sure you swipe it and move on to the positive thought. Second rule, never allow your past to affect your imagination. Third rule is put a do not disturb sign on the door of your imagination. And rule number 4, do not allow your present circumstances to limit your imagination, because I promise you, when you do, you will be stuck, and you don't want that. So allow your imagination to expand the horizons and go way beyond what you see around yourself right now. So allow yourself to wonder and think about the most beautiful life you can imagine. That is it for today. If you did not subscribe yet, please subscribe below, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video. Thank you and have an amazing day. Bye.